Hey GolfCast Nation, did you know about the Hosel Trap? That's right. Your putting stroke might be sabotaged by the design of your putter. Are you yanking your putts? Do you have shaky hands? Well, whiskey might fix that. If not, it could be because of the design of your putter hosel. It is lying to you and sabotaging your game. If you got the wrong hosel type, we got you. If you have the wrong hosel placement, we got you. If we don't like the way the hosel looks, we got you. Because if you understand the hosel, you'll get much better results. Let's go dive in here and learn more about the putting hosel. Hi, my name is Brian Bailie and I have more than 30 years of golf coaching experience. I'm a performance coach and also a certified bourbon steward. My meetings are great. I've coached pros, collegians, and beginners, as well as whiskey lovers alike. But I can tell you one thing, the hosel might be setting you up for disaster. That piece of metal that connects the shaft to the butterhead might be sabotaging your game. Let's learn more. What is the hosel? Well, that is the connective piece between the shaft and the club head. Sometimes you'll see the hosel directly inserted in the club head, but many times you'll see it connected with a piece of metal. That piece of metal has a couple of different styles. Let's talk about them. We have the first type, which we're going to call a L series or the plumber's neck, right? The plumber's neck is a very boxy rectangular look. So when I look down this shaft, you can see that the hosels actually brought the shaft out in front of the face. What does that do? At setup, it allows my hands to be pressed slightly forward. So the amount of offset that the hosel provides is a key piece in being able to control the putter better. We have also what we call a flow neck or the S series. It is just like that of the plumber series, but instead of being very rectangular, you can see that it's just kind of got a smoother, flowier look. There's also something called the slant neck, and this is probably in modern putters, the neck you see the most inside of hosels. They've gotten much shorter. Now there are some slant necks that are really, really long, but most slant necks are very, very short and just again is kind of in the modern design. And then the last one we talk about is center shafted or no hosel. This actually has a very small hosel connected to the butterhead, but you can see that the shaft is actually kind of stuck in the middle of the club head. And that plays off dividends depending on what type of stroke you're trying to achieve. So those are your four main types of hosels. And again, we want to make sure that the hosel is fitting to what we're trying to do. So let's be real for a second. Do you even think about your hosel when you bought your last putter? Did you even know it was called a hosel? Maybe. That is the piece, again, that connects the shaft to the head, but it does much more than that. Again, we talked about shaft lean. The ability to the hosel to change the angle of the shaft really plays a major role inside a setup. Also, what is your philosophy in putting? Are you an arc putter or are you straight back, straight through putter? Understanding that, the hosel plays a massive role. And also, you gotta like the look of it. When you look down at your putter, is it this flowing, beautiful looking piece? Is there no hosel, or do I like the engineering look of a very blocky, squared look? Having that visual is really, really important to putt well. So you gotta like what you see. But those are just a few little components. The main factor inside of the hosel that you probably hadn't thought of, well, let's dive into that right now. The placement of the hosel is everything. So you can see here that this hosel placement is put closer to the heel. So what is that gonna do? That is gonna provide toe hang. Because of the hosel being so close to the edge, it creates more weight on the toe and the face slams open. Where is that important? If I'm an arcing putter, I need toe hang because as I'm pulling the putter back on an arc, my face needs to be opening and closing throughout the stroke. So not having toe hang makes an arcing putt a little bit more challenging. The next type would be your center shafted, right? So again, if I put this down, you can see face balance putters are very center shafted quite often, and you can see there's very little toe hang, right? So what does that mean? For players that are trying to be more straight back, straight through, to reduce rotations, a centered hosel putter can do you wonders. So again, that goes back into a belief structure. If I believe the putter moves this way, or I want the putter to move this way, having a hosel to help you inside of that stroke is massive in your ability to perform better on the putting green. Which one is right depends on how you move the putter, how you believe the putter moves, what you want it to look like, and what dynamics inside a setup are you reaching for. So the hosel plays a much bigger role inside of your putting stroke than you probably ever thought of. We don't want a hosel working against you. We want the hosel trying to make putting easier. Doesn't that sound good? So here's a quick hosel check you can do today. What do you believe your putter does? Does that hosel help you with it? Where do I like to put my hands at setup? Is your hosel helping you set up? What is the current look? Do I like the look of the hosel? Do I like the shape, the flow? Now that you've answered those questions, let's record your putting stroke. We want it down the line, and we also want it face on, right? And pay attention to the face rotation. How much does the putter face want to move? How do my hands travel? At setup, where do I like to place my hand? And is my hosel allowing me to perform those actions? If not, we got conflict, we got missed putts, and again, we could be missing putts just because of the design. So to wrap this baby up and to enjoy a good pour, thank you American Brick, the hosel just isn't a connector, it's a stroke shaper, an aim aligner, and a visual anchor. If it doesn't match your stroke or your eye, it is a problem. Before you blame your putting issues on technique or ability, check the hosel, because many mistakes on the putting green start well before you ever roll it. Cheers, my friend.